evening. This is Jimmy Powers greeting you from Madison Square Garden in New York City, welcoming you to television ringside for the Gillette Safety Razor Company. Tonight we bring you the 10-round middleweight bout scored by rounds between Wilf Greaves of Detroit and Edmonton, Alberta, and his opponent, Gene Fullmer of West Jordan, Utah. Gene is in the right corner. Gillette telecasts the major boxing event of the week each Friday night, and such attractions as the Kentucky Derby, All-Star Baseball Game, World Series, World's Invitational Match Game Bowling Championships, Blue and Gray Football Game, and the Rose Bowl Game during the year. This is Gillette's word of thanks to the millions of men and women who make these telecasts possible.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1 week from tonight, 3 10-round bouts will be featured. And in the main event, undefeated Ace Armstrong will meet Italo Scortaccini of Italy 1 week from tonight. Now here are the ring officials assigned by the New York State Athletic Commission. Judges are Jack Gordon, Nick Gamboli. The timekeeper is George Bannon, counting for the knockdowns, Frank Morris, and your referee for the main event, Harry Kessler. 10 rounds. From Detroit, Michigan, wearing white trunks, weighing 162, Wilfie Greaves. His opponent from West Jordan, Utah, wearing black trunks, weighing 161, the former middleweight champion of the world, Gene Fullmer. Main event, 10 rounds. Another bout will follow.
Gene and Wilfie, you both boxed in New York State before, and you're familiar with our rules. Want a nice fight, watch the low blows. In the event you get into a close clinch, try to fight your way out of it instead of me parting you. And in the event of a slip, fall, or knockdown, retire to the farthest corner and stay there till I wave you back. Okay now? Shake hands, come out, boxing.
Good luck. Thank you.
Fullmer has had 52 bouts and lost only 4. Greaves has had 37 fights and lost 9. What a savage start. Watch this. Fullmer in black. He's like a bull in there. This is a smashing opening here. And we've only had 45 seconds of the first round. Looks like we're going to see an early knockout. Fullmer has adopted a defense somewhat similar to Paulino Oskadam, with his elbow pointing at his opponent as he moves in. Both boys can punch. Greaves knocked out 15 of his 27 wins. Fullmer knocked out 21 of his 48 wins. Both boys are stiff punchers. That was a wicked shot. 1 minute to go in round 1. A scorching start here. Fullmer in black, Greaves in white. Ooh, right on the chin. Both men reckless, both willing to trade wide open. really clubbing each other. Right above us here in the left neutral corner, Harry Kessler breaking them up. The crowd was roaring at this. They like this opening. A real bristling start with 10 seconds left in round one. It was ruled a slip. That's the end of round one.
Human thigh bones are stronger than concrete. The tallest wave ever surfed was 66 feet tall.
Work a full 3 minutes of this round with these boys. Fullmer in black, the former champion of the world, anxious to make an impressive victory here. He's the favorite. Fullmer shooting for the body sometimes leaves his chin exposed. These are two real beautiful rally. Look at them go. They're two caveman types. Punches come from all angles. Greaves trying to feint him into a quick lead so he can counter. Both men working all the time in close, fight themselves out of clinches. Let's take a look at Wilfie as he goes to his corner. He's won 13 straight fights. As an amateur, he twice won the Canadian welterweight title, British Empire Games, turned pro under Jake Mintz, who had Ezzard Charles. His contract is now held by C.W. Smith, who owns the horse Hillsdale, who runs in the Santa Anita Handicap tomorrow. This is a return match with Fullmer. He boxed him at Salt Lake City just 26 days after Fullmer won his title in this very ring from Ray Robinson in '57. And one of Greaves' early defeats was in this ring in a 6-round preliminary in '55. His opponent, of course, Fullmer, is well known as the world champion. He's the ex-middleweight champion of the world, of course. He won by a decision from Ray Robinson in this ring on January the 2nd. He gave it back to Robinson 4 months later. He's never been in a dull fight on these Friday nights, and he has a quite impressive record, losing only 4 fights out of 52. Gene Fullmer, 48-4 with 21 knockouts. Wilfie Greaves, 27-9 with 15 knockouts. What a start! What a... Those are thunderous body shots. Both men seem to have great stamina, shaking off punishment like that. That's Fullmer in black, Greaves in white. And it looks as if we got another real good Friday night in a row now, 5th in a row. 2 different types of right-hand punchers. Fullmer is a winger, and Greaves is straight short rights. To the end of round 3. Sometimes when one of the men land, they seem to vibrate from the shock of the punch. Beautiful short rights. Those are the short, crisp rights against the looping roundhouse rights of Fullmer. Been a perpetual brawl since the first bell, and now we're in round 3. Seconds to the end of round 3. That's the end of round 3.
A man once lifted 620 pounds with his teeth. 1 in 20 people have an extra rib. Miller Lite is 70% pure.
Fullmer decided that he'd open the round with a right. In 2 previous rounds, he was belted with 2 terrific rights. Greaves, short, crisp puncher, pinpoints his shots. Fullmer makes a full-like charge, winging his punches from all angles. Referee Kessler is talking to Greaves for hooking with his left arm over. He's been hooking and holding with his left arm, and the referee spoke to him about it. Fullmer doing slightly more of the leading. We're going to ask director Jack Dillon put a camera across the ring, a familiar figure, Dennis James. Nowadays seen most often NBC's TV daytime show Haggis Baggis. He was one of the first ever to do prize fights when he did in New Jersey back in the experimental days of TV. He was middleweight boxing champ of St. Peter's College in Jersey City, later identified with boxing and wrestling telecasts. That's his wife Mickey sitting next to him. They're both frequent visitors to Madison Square Garden for our Friday night fights.
Human thigh bones are stronger than concrete. The tallest wave ever surfed was 66 feet tall. Miller Lite has had...
We had a terrific 10-rounder preceding the main event. Jay Fullmer, the brother of Gene, and Jackie Hayden of New Glasgow, Nova Scotia, boxed a draw. It was a hard-fought fight, slam-bang all the way. Both boys were cut around the eyes, and it was a thrilling fight. It ended. The official decision was a draw. The referee voted it a draw. One judge voted for Fullmer. The other judge voted for Hayden, and both boys would be welcomed back enthusiastically. Hayden and Fullmer, a draw. Now we got Gene Fullmer coming out against Wilf Greaves, the Canadian champ. Every round opens with a sneak right and a real good hard shot come out of nowhere. What a beautiful series of jabs and hooks that was. Greaves really opening up in this round. Round 5 of a 10-rounder coming your way from Madison Square Garden. Gillette Cavalcade of Sports. Got a real brawl in there tonight. Crude, but plenty of action. Stepped up the speed. Overwhelming him with those jabs. Referee again talking to Greaves for holding with his left. Locks his arm. To the end of round 5. Seconds to the end of round 5. That's the end of round 5.
A man once lifted 620 pounds with his teeth. 1 in 20 people...
PM October 6th with Part 2 on the 7th, only on ESPN Classic.
As much, 98 cents. Going to be a difficult one to score. This is on the round system coming from New York. Scoring by rounds. Points are used only if all the rounds are even at the end. Black's been concentrating a lot on that right to the side. He's got red welts along the left side of Greaves' body. Tangle up like spaghetti in some of those clinches. Wing. Fullmer's corner now as we come to the end of round 6. Next Friday, the fight will be here in the Garden, Gene Armstrong and Italo Scortacini. Armstrong is unbeaten, 16 straight wins, ready to challenge any middleweight. He was born in Pickenville, Georgia, lived in Tupelo, Mississippi, and Ardmore, Oklahoma, before calling Elizabeth, New Jersey, his home. Mother of French Indian descent. Father died when he was a baby. His professional record is 16 victories and no defeats. Scortacini is the newly crowned middleweight champion of Italy. He's from Fabriano, Italy. Came close to take the European crown in the fight with Charles Humez. Been boxing since he was 14. Has a draw with Carmen Basilio and a win over Willie Pastrano when Willie was a welter. He has a 41-23 record with 7 draws. Next Friday, Ace Armstrong versus Italo Scortacini on your Gillette Cavalcade of Sport. Earlier tonight, undefeated Eddie Jordan defeated Mel Barker of Austin, Texas. Jay Fullmer and Jackie Hayden of New Glasgow, Nova Scotia boxed a draw, and Jack Smith decision Tana Cerna. Now, it's Gene Fullmer, the former middleweight champion of the world in black, Wilf Greaves, the Canadian champion, in white. When he is going to lead, usually takes one backward step and then moves in, charges forward. He tips off when he's going to lead by stepping back first and then jumping forward. Greaves is ready with a counter. One minute to the end of round 7. Fullmer in black, Greaves in white. Harry Kessler, referee. Let loose of that arm, he's yelling at Greaves. connected with the left. Seconds to the end of round 7. That's the end of round 7.
Human thigh bones are stronger than concrete. The tallest wave ever surfed was 66 feet tall.
Well, as you've probably observed, Fullmer is stronger on the inside, and Greaves is better fighting from the outside. That's why Greaves has been doing a bit of holding in the clinches, and the referee has been on him. He says, you're both holding, turn loose, step back. One-third of the round is over. Well, let's watch the former champion in his corner. You know, this middleweight class goes back to the days of Papke and Ketchel in 1908, and history shows the next champ always had a chance to regain his title. Take, for instance, Papke and Ketchel. Papke won it from Ketchel, then lost it back. Then checking back, we find Solly Krieger lost his title, then won it back from Al Hostak. Then later, Hostak tried to get it back from Tony Zale, and later Tony Zale lost it to Rocky Graziano and then re-won it. Randy Turpin won it and lost it back to Robinson. Robinson gave it up, re-won it from Bobo Olson. Fullmer beat Robinson for the title, then lost it back to Ray. Robinson then lost the crown to Carmen Basilio, then became the middleweight champion for the 5th time in beating Basilio. Who's next? We don't know. Right now, old Robinson has been keeping the title in the deep freeze, and there are 8 or 9 good middleweights around who would like to have a chance to fight the champion. Well, here's the former champion up in his corner on the right. Here's the Canadian champion on the left. It's been a crude, savage brawl. fight is going to be decided on who can out-rough who. One-third of the round is over. If you're scoring it, sometimes scorers divide the rounds into 3 segments. To the end of round 9. Fullmer likes it in close like this. That's where he's more effective. Fight for both boys. Seconds to the end of round 9. Fullmer in black, Greaves in white. Ooh, you can feel that shock. That's the end of round 9.
A man once lifted 620 pounds with his teeth. 1 in 20 people have an extra...
27. The Sports Century World Premieres, coming this October, only to ESPN Classic.
Men are strong as bulls, and they've been banging away like this for 10 rounds. We're in the 10th round, final round, on your Gillette Cavalcade of Sports, and this is famous Madison Square Garden. One minute left in this fight, and they're really coming into a blazing finish here. They haven't stopped this brawling from the first gong. Seconds. young bulls. The crowd is applauding because they see we're coming into the final seconds of the fight. That's a great tribute. This happened five Fridays in a row now. We've had this hand-clapping tribute. Terrific fight. Both boys all out. Fullmer had the advantage in close, very rugged and rough. The other boy, when he stood off and tattooed his boy with less, was very good. We'll have the decision in just a moment. Referee Harry Kessler is putting on a jacket. He's a metallurgical engineer. He's a graduate of the Missouri School of Mines. He was a boxer and a college boxer and a college boxing coach, promoter, referee, and now he does it as a hobby. Nick Gamboli, one of the judges, is a barber from Haverstraw, New York. The other judge, Jack Gordon, is in the circulation department of the New York News. Wilf Greaves was born in Edmonton, Alberta on December the 7th, 1935. He's now fighting out of Detroit. He was one of Canada's outstanding high school athletes, and his scholastic prowess earned him an athletic scholarship for Idaho State College. He was 3 times Golden Glove champion.
Judge Nick Gamboli, 5 rounds for each boy, 5 points for each boy. He calls it a draw. A draw. Referee Harry Kessler scores it 5-4, 1 even favor of Fullmer. Judge Jack Gordon scores it 6-4, Fullmer. Winner by majority vote, Gene Fullmer.
Gene Fullmer is the winner on a majority vote. His rough inside style fighting in the closing rounds. He came on strong from 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th on. And so he's the winner. 5-4-1 on Harry Kessler's card, 6-4 on Judge Gordon's card.